What's good, everyone? I thought today I'd make another video similar to last week, doing a recap over the trades that I took. I had a really good week this week. I actually only traded on Tuesday and Wednesday, but as a result, I'm up 500 on the week and I'm up about 2R. So I have a lot of things I want to cover. One of the main things is my psychology throughout the week, and I actually think that I had really good psychology. I think that I made really good choices, and I don't remember the last time that I was able to miss 3 days of the trading week and just take no setups. That's one of the hardest things for me, is just avoiding getting into trades when I don't need to be in trades. It's so hard to not take trades because you want to make money, you want to make progress, and sitting out feels like you're not making progress because, on paper you're not. You don't have any statistics coming in, you don't have any changes in your P&L, but look, I'm not an expert, but from everything that I've seen online, the best traders are the traders who can avoid taking bad setups, and that's what I did this week. And I will say that as much as I did look at the markets on Monday and Thursday and managed to not take any trades, I actually didn't even open the charts last night. You guys know that I'm from Australia, so I trade in the middle of the night, and I was busy. I had things going on, so I just took the day off. But I'm okay with it because I had a positive week, and I think that something I did this week was, okay, let's just be real for a second. This update came out for Rainbow Six Siege, and look, man, I know if you want to be successful, you can't be playing video games and wasting your time not doing anything to work on yourself. But honestly, I was playing a bit of this game with my mates this week. I was a little bit distracted, and quite frankly, I was just a little bit less concerned about the charts. And I think that a problem that I've had and that I really struggle with is, I've been trading for a really long time, and obviously, 2 years, 2.5 years, however long it's been, is not a long time in the grand scheme of things. But, I've been doing it for so long that sometimes it really eats me up. Sometimes I get really in my head and really anxious and worried and stressed because I haven't made any money from trading yet. And what that leads to is just over obsession. And I know you need to be obsessed with your craft in order to become the best at it. But this over obsession hasn't been doing any good for me. I'm just like, I wake up in the morning, think about trading, just start watching TikToks about trading, start watching YouTube videos about trading, then start planning a video about trading, then, go to work. Later on, I'm trading, and it's like all that I'm thinking about sometimes is trading, and that doesn't need to be the case. And I have many things to learn, but honestly, like this week, I was a little bit distracted. I didn't have the best discipline. I know I've been trying to work on my discipline, but, I didn't put all of my energy into trading, and as a result, when it did come time to get on the charts, like as I said, I was playing a bit of games with the boys in my free time, and when it came time to get on the charts, I was just in the moment and present and thinking about that. But I wasn't, because I hadn't spent the whole day thinking about trading and preparing myself for trading, it was a lot easier for me to just sit out and go, you know what, this price action doesn't look great for me, I'm just going to sit this one out. And I think that it's harder to sit out of a trading session when let's say you're trading the New York AM session like I do, right? And let's just say that you're in America. The market opens at 9:30. If you were to have woken up at 7:30 AM, you wake up, you have a shower, have a coffee, start, maybe journaling a bit or doing some meditation, getting in the zone, then, you jump on the charts, you spend a lot of time analyzing, You feel like you've had the perfect morning routine, ready to trade well. And then the price action's not very good. You don't really see any setups, but you just spent 2 hours getting yourself in the mood, getting yourself right. So you want to take trades. You want to take an entry. And if you don't take an entry, it feels like wasted time. And I'm just putting you in that scenario because I feel like that's what happens to me a lot. And that's something that makes it really hard for me to sit out, is being super obsessed and wanting to make fast progress. But the truth is with trading is, if you're taking setups that aren't good, you're not going to make any money. So, sometimes you got to sit out. And, as much as yesterday on Friday, I should have been trading, I decided to take a night off. I was happy to just call it green on the week. I'm only up 2R, but, given my recent trading performance, I'll take it. I will take a green week any day. And so I feel good about the week overall. I've just got some notes of some topics I want to talk about, if you don't mind. So I'll just talk about some of my mistakes. And one of those mistakes was on Tuesday. I know it says I took 3 trades. I actually took 2, but that was just a break-even trade in there. But let me just open my Notion and I'll show you what I did wrong. So this was the first entry that I took. I think it was a super good setup. This was 9:30 here on this mark. Oh no, sorry. This is when I entered my trade, which was 9:37. We came down, swept this low inside of this 15-minute gap. I was bullish on the day. I want to talk about how I've been finding my bias as well. But we got this 1-minute inversion to the upside. I entered on that, put my stop below the body of that low, and I was just targeting, this high, some highs to the left, and we smacked it. I could have actually hit a 1-2 on this, but as you all know, I've just been shooting for that 1-to-1 risk to reward, so that's fine. But a mistake that I made was when I got to this 1-to-1, I had 5 micros on that trade, and I took out 4, and I left 1 runner. And obviously I didn't even let that last runner hit up here. I left it to, all the way up. Just an absolute home runner. And as a result, I got stopped out at break even. I actually ended up finding another trade on Tuesday. And I entered that trade. And then when I was about $50 in profit, I just closed it. Because what I realized was I said that I was going to shoot for 1-to-1s. I said I was just going to shoot for a 1-to-1 flat risk to reward. And what did I do? I got greedy. I didn't want to accept just a 1-to-1. I thought I could catch more and tried to leave a runner. Ended up getting stopped back at break even. And then my trade was only 200 in profit. So I actually didn't even hit a 1-to-1. I hit a 1-to-0.8. And I'm lucky that the next trade I took, I was able to just take that quick profit. But it's just messing with my data and my data collection and my psychology. I really just want to be, from now on, just shooting for straight 1-to-1s. I don't think there's any point in leaving runners because, yes, every now and then that last contract, it might hit a home run, but more often than not, I'm just going to get stopped at break even. And what I also seem to do a lot is when I take out 4 out of 5 contracts, I consider it in my head as a win. And it is a win, but then as a result, I just leave that last contract to just fly, and it's just unrealistic. Like I shoot for like a 1-to-10 risk to reward and expect that it's going to hit, and it's just I don't have a realistic spot on where I think I should take that last contract out. I always convince myself that I can let it go further because I'm already in profit. It's just something that isn't really ideal for me, and I'm going to try cut it out from now on. So, yeah, on Tuesday, I actually didn't take a full 1-to-1 trade, but from now on, I will be doing that. It's nice to look at my P&L recently. Friday, last week, I took 2 winning trades, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, also winning trades. So I've been pretty green recently, and, that's not to say that in the next week going forward, I might take, 3 losses and be back to where I was, but it's just nice to have a little bit of consistency, and I think I've been showing really good discipline in my trading recently. So it's all positive today. I feel really good about it. What else have we got? I don't really have much else to cover. Actually, I got a bit of a discussion I want to have with you guys. Um, I would like to know in the comments what you guys do for work as traders, because as you guys know, I work two jobs. I don't work at my second job very often. Yeah, hardly ever really. But my main job, I work in the evenings. That just works well around my trading schedule. But I think I have to quit my job soon because, some things have happened. My boss is leaving and, the place is kind of going to shit. So I want to get a new job, and I'm just interested in what you guys do because I don't know. I don't want to jump into that 9 to 5 and get a job that's sort of dead end. But at the same time, I want to have time to work on my trading and still be able to save up some money and travel a bit. I'm at a real weird point. I'm 20 years old. A lot of my mates are doing full-time trades, and my other mates are in university studying to get degrees and stuff like that. And I sort of feel a bit like I'm not going anywhere. And I don't really have a backup plan. So I just thought you guys should just let me know what you guys do for work. I don't have any qualifications, but I'm a hard worker. I'm sure I could get most jobs done, and yeah, just let me know. Because I'm trying to think about what I should do moving forward. I also just wanted to say sorry for not making any videos this week. I planned to make a video midweek, but I was in a bit of a rut. I wasn't really, I don't know, I was struggling to get in front of the camera and just record something, which that's my bad. Hopefully next week I can do a bit better on that. But yeah, man. I hope you guys all had a good trading week. Went well for me. Wasn't super on the charts, but next week I'm locked in, and let's see what we can do. So if you want to talk to me a bit more, feel free to join the Discord. It's 100% free. And yeah, let's get it. Thanks, boys.